Investigate. Okie dokie. I don't really know where to start, but I guess we're... Oh, wait a second. Dots. Huh? This is weird. This is the hallway. This isn't the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but it's clearly different. Is this Monokuma's doing too? Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps doing it over and over again. He's so persistent. But if I'm going to fall for his trap, there's no way this will make me back down. Hell yeah, just as I remembered. Look at this. Is this a dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it's no mistake to expect the inside of this building to make no sense. Nope, that's just how it is, brother. Also, there's this book here. What is this? Is this a manga? The title is Manga for Morons, A History of Hope's Peak Academy by Monokuma. Why is a manga with such a suspicious looking title laying out in the open like this? Let's start with history, class. Let's start with history first, class. Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. Then, what's the first, you ask? That depends on the person. Dots. So just as I thought, Monokuma made this. That totally explains how suspicious it looks. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine, I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue to us getting out here, no matter what it is. I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction of Hope's Peak Academy's history, as narrated by a cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope's Peak Academy's teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope's Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it is also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope's Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with their research of talent. So they decided to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department, who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees of the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope's Peak Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Hope's Peak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began further research of talent. To create Hope's Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. Huh? The ending was so sudden, it's like a manga that's suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Plus, these phrases mentioned at the end of this manga, the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, these names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents really happen, right? This manga only mentions the names, so I don't really know the details, but no, it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about these things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The Reserve Department. That department was only built to collect money. I was one of those Reserve Corps students, right? That's weird. Oh, you're here again. The thing that's weird is you, of course. Huh? Why did you forget that you were part of the Reserve Department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known that even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So, I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that, too. What do you mean? What do you want me to say? Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of those Reserve Corps students. Or you willingly sealed off those memories yourself. Huh? You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memories of what happened. It happens pretty often. Not that I know anything about that, though. Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it. When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of a reserve course student. Gosh. Damn it, what the heck? But that's a valuable clue. Monokuma didn't take away my memories. He has nothing to do with that. Reserve department. I'm assuming they're making me go in order. That's why some of the rooms are like firewalled off, because they don't want me to probably read these books in the wrong order. Is this another manga? It's laying on top of the desk. This one is Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Host Peak Academy. Huh? Wasn't The Tragedy of Host Peak Academy mentioned in the other manga too? It's why Host Peak Academy went bankrupt, and it was the trigger of the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about that incident? Tragedy of Host Peak Academy. I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the Tragedy of Host Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of the outdated, sterilized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the Tragedy of Host Peak Academy occurred at Host Peak Academy. The key player in the event was a student named Izuru Kamakura. Izuru was a genius known as the symbol of hope. Host Peak Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Wielding superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Host Peak Academy's student council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. However, the incident did not end here. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and concealed the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of the reserve corps students, who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated. And then the uprising began. And that heralded Host Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Host Peak Academy. Eventually, that incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Works cited, Danganronpa 0. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Host Peak Academy. What irony! For a genius known as the Ultimate Hope to cause such a gruesome incident, a talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. You should be lucky that you're incompetent. Damn it, he always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But Ultimate Hope, Nagito mentioned that before too, but it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope, but for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, the reserve department. Here, it said the reserve corps students in the reserve department began uprising. Then, what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. I remember when they stored our bodies in here? What the hell is this room? It's freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand here, I might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. Oh, this one looks like a creepy cover. There's another manga just laying around here. This time, the title is Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just what was the incident really about? It might turn out to be something lame. I flipped through the pages of the manga and hoped that I was right. A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. The incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is that grotesque? Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with this sentence. The tragedy of Host Peak Academy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising of the Reserve Corps students that triggered the tragedy of Host Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and the people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet. It began spreading and eroding to the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. But then it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction began their own goal. The strong butchered the weak killed the weakest among them, and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear, as if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times, when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with details to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized it had become what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism, coup d'etats began occurring across the world. A war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain. Just war. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization, devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy, a group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. And as long as the ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold. And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. This is definitely all made up. I mean, if this really was true, then what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant, what's happened to them? Hey, are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you? Who would enjoy reading something like this? Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy. Enough! What is with this messed up manga? Boop, 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 boo. I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but for you not to remember that, such despair. That's the Future Foundation's fault, though, thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains. This incident really happened, and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible. How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real. Please understand, I'm rooting for you. And if you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world. Dots. I see, so that's how it is. That's what he meant by what he said about the beginning. Well, as the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy you're finally going to graduate. But on the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. That's why I'm thinking about telling you about the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here. He's trying to make us feel despair toward the outside world so he'll want to stay on the island. But there's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Just like now. Perhaps, no, that's definitely it. Though, as I'm told, I think freezing to death is way more peaceful than burning alive, so. And for good reasons. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's obvious, right? I'm not speaking from experience, I just like from shit that I see. Because the only thing you gotta get around with freezing to death is pretty much like frostbites but like the thing is like once you freeze enough, your whole body becomes numb. So like you wouldn't even feel it anyway. Burning alive, it's like your skin is scorched the entire time up until the point it pretty much seeps into your bloodstream and kills you. Like until like literally the entire layer of your skin is burned off and muscles are starting to get burned as well. Dots. No, I should ignore it. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see him. When I went inside this room, that bastard bear was suddenly here. He keeps glancing at me. I wonder why. It's gonna be shitty either way. So I'll let you handle it. There's no way I'm gonna deal with that idiot. I don't want to do it either. You little creepy bastard. Why, hello, Hajime. I hope you're doing pleasantly well. Are you pleasantly well? You're pleasantly well, right? What are you doing here? Well, there was another thing I needed to tell you on this floor. Shit, I got bored of drawing manga, so can you forgive me for telling you by word of mouth? You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place. A high school student who doesn't like manga is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots. I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up. What do you need to tell me? Ooh, boop, boop, boo. It's about the key piece of information you've been waiting so long for. Surprise, it's about ultimate despair. Huh? Ahem, even though the term ultimate despair refers to a group these days, it was originally the title for a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive. A high school girl? Lady Junko Enoshima. Junko Enoshima? As the former ultimate despair, she created a despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the ultimate despairs. Ooh, boo boo, there was one really horrible person in that group. Hold on a sec. I don't know about this who the ultimate despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would just join some fucked up organization created by a high school girl. Humans are obsessed with their physiology. No. Philosophy. Why did I blank on philosophy? I'm sorry. Reset. Humans are obsessed with their philosophy, have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout history, right? There's nothing strange about it. That holds true for Lady Junko. Spare coochie, Lady Junko? With her charismatic ability to attract people, she even influenced those of greatest echelons of powers. Her connections were the main reason that incident became the tragedy in the first place. So she even recruited people that would have been in a position to neutralize the threat? Then what was that purpose? Huh? Like I said, why did they cause the incident? It doesn't make any sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they'd do what they did without a purpose. It was Junko Enoshima's despair. Huh? For Junko Enoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles or a way of life or instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Enoshima as Junko Enoshima. What are you saying? I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime is human. It's exactly like that. Junko Enoshima is full of so much despair that she's truly hopeless. Living, dying, eating, loving, for her, everything is despair. What the hell? With her overwhelming force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. The idea she had been slammed right into their minds. And so, the ultimate despairs who had been recruited became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko Enoshima. Like believers making offerings to their god. Like a mother providing food to her children. They dedicated all their despair so they could escape from despair, all in Junko Enoshima's name. For example, they killed their families and friends, and even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation. And so hopelessly And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed it was something that they had to do. There's no way something that crazy is possible. Do you know about the final days of the Reserve Corps students during the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Final days? Junko has the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history. Hey, what do you mean by final days? What happened to the Reserve Department? They fulfilled their roles as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. And so, the 357 students of the Reserve Department all committed mass suicide. Mass suicide? All 2,357 students? Oops, it wasn't all of them. One person was excluded. One person was excluded? Huh? Is that me? I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair, Junko Enoshima? Hey, it doesn't scare me at all. I mean, Junko Enoshima's already dead. Huh? Ultimate despair. Reserve Department. How do you already know she's dead? Oh, I mean, I think you did literally mention it. Probably asking that. That makes sense. Hey, Fuyuhiko, is it true what you said? Junko Enoshima is already dead? What? You didn't see it? There was a book called Manga for Morons, Killing School Life, in the bloody classroom. A bloody classroom? No, wait. What was that you said about the Killing School Life? Oh, the fucked up room and the thing. Yeah, because I didn't enter that one. Like the killings we were involved in, they were killings that happened in Host Peak Academy. As I recall, the mastermind took their own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat her. Yeah, that's what it was. The Killing School Life ended but failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape the academy. For a manga about the Killing School Life, it was drawn out a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed Killing School Life was Junko Enoshima. The mastermind took her own life, which means Junko Enoshima is dead. I don't like the way he has dots there. Turns out the Killing School Life was part of the whole biggest, most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of the former students of Host Peak Academy and forced them to kill each other. Former students of Host Peak Academy, and she took away their memories? That's just like us. Apparently the whole thing was being filmed on surveillance cameras and broadcast worldwide. There's a limit to being a cool asshole. The surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing? The students of Host Peak Academy were widely known as the symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope killing each other for the sake of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up. But that messed up plan was stopped. Junko Enoshima failed. Junko lost to the students she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by the despair she created, she took her own life. Then Junko is no more? I don't like the way they're cutting to him in dots. No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter. Junko Enoshima isn't alive anymore. Then, who is our enemy? I still don't like how it cuts to him with dots. If Junko Enoshima is already dead, are the rest of the Ultimate Despairs behind this? Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings we're involved in resemble the killings of the school life. Well, I don't know what the hell is imitating Junko or making us go through this, but an imitation is just an imitation. If the students of Host Peak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to some fake. But if this really is an imitation, are those surveillance cameras the same too? The cameras all over Jabberwock Island. Are they broadcasting to somewhere, just like the surveillance cameras during the Killing School Life? Monokuma doesn't need to monitor us. Killing School Life. Ultimate Despair. Don't know what the hell that means. Oh, now we're on the 4th floor. Huh? It changed to a different hallway again. It's so sudden. What's going on to make something like this happen? No, I've already decided that I'm not going to be surprised. That's right, there's no time to be surprised by something like this. Whoa! What the fuck is this ancient prescribed tablet Moses looking ass shit? Looks like a music room. I feel like I can see something strange. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, fam. It looks like there's some sort of monument. Why would there be a monument in a music room? And not just that, the mark engraved in this monument is the symbol of the Future Foundation, right? Below that symbol, there's a sort of passage engraved. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Host Peak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. Huh? The Future Foundation was established by the graduates of Host Peak Academy? Aren't they known as World Ender? This is completely different. Monokuma, he completely made it up. Future Foundation's origins. There's this floating text. What is this? Words are floating in the air. This is like a hologram, right? The floating letters are forming sentences. It looks like a passage from an email. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have obtained information. A person who claims to be a survivor of Host Peak Academy. Upon further investigation, there are a total of 15 survivors. You may be wondering about the number of people at this time. If they're survivors of Host Peak Academy, it's possible they may be targeted by the ultimate despair. We believe we should acquire them and place them in our care as soon as possible. Though, I don't believe the group can go that far without Junko and Ashima rallying them. In a worst case scenario, we must prevent a repeat of the killing school life. Also, if there are survivors of Host Peak Academy, we should expect them to be quite valuable to us. However, we are still investigating the details of their origins, and we haven't located them either. We will continue investigating this matter. Also, regarding a separate matter, we have received a report from the research facility on Jabberwock Island. Preparations have been completed. It seems we can proceed with the experimental phase of the Neo World program. Survivors of Host Peak Academy? 15 students? Is that about us? Excluding Chiaki, who was part of the Future Foundation, there were definitely 15 of us. But what does survivors mean? They're talking about some other world. What happened outside Jabberwock Island? If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is really true, then the world isn't normal anymore. Maybe. That's. I'm starting to feel like we might be better off not remembering the memories we've lost. This feels different from a classroom. It's probably the office, right? I mean, the room kind of has a stuffy teacher vibe to it. The office, huh? Now that you mention it, it does look like that. More importantly, have you seen Miss Sonia? I don't see her anywhere. How much longer is this guy gonna be obsessed with Sonia? Give it up already. I'm sorry, fam. I don't know if she likes you. There are letters floating in the air, like the music room from earlier. Looks like the passage from an email someone wrote. I think it's the same one from earlier. I guess I should read it. We understand this matter regarding the survivors. In order to safely acquire them, please do your best to continue your investigation. However, you must exercise extreme caution concerning the remnants of despair. Even though they have lost Junko and Ashima, the fact remains that they are incredibly dangerous. Even after her death, the tragedy has not ended. Perhaps there is still a leader on par with Junko and Ashima. As long as we do nothing about the remnants of despair, we will not be able to end this incident. For this reason, the remnants of despair must be immediately eliminated once they are discovered. Everything is for the sake of a shining future. Immediately eliminated? Does that mean this is in order to kill them? That doesn't sound peaceful at all. Well, I guess it's understandable. If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is as terrible as it sounds, it's pretty much an all-out war. If the remnants of despair are the ones waging that war, there's no way they'd be forgiven that easily. Remnants of despair. There's something written on the blackboard. What's written here? List of subject is written on the blackboard in large letters just below that. Are names I've seen before. Oh, it's all our names. Wait a second. Wait a second. There's a newspaper posted on the blackboard. Below says Hiyoko Sayonji is written there. What is this newspaper? She's all grown up. She hit her growth spurt. Look at, damn, she's fucking hot. Whoa, wowzers. Man, you know, getting past your asshole of a personality, I could actually like fucking waifu material her. Damn. She's got some looks, man. Holy shit. She grew up, baby. What is this? It says Miss Hiyoko Sayonji. This can't mean the same Hiyoko, right? I mean, the Hiyoko we knew, she was much smaller and looked more childlike. It was pretty much her defining feature. Remember, our school life memories were taken away. Maybe she hit her growth spurt in the middle of high school. But the photo in this newspaper, in a way, I could see the resemblance of Hiyoko, but her height and figure, it's too different from the Hiyoko we knew. What does this mean? It means waifu material now. Whoopsie. Wowzers! Sorry. This lady looks pretty mature. Is this Hiyoko's older sister or something? No, it says Hiyoko Saionji here. Dots. Oh, then Hiyoko has an older sister with the same first name and last name. An older sister with the same first name and last name? That's the only explanation, right? I mean, look at it for yourself. That's not Hiyoko. But did you ever hear her mention an older sister? Well, it's not like I was that close to her or anything. She only mentioned she lived with her dad. I'm pretty sure. She doesn't have an older sister. Hiyoko is the Saionji's family's only daughter. If she doesn't have a sister, then a relative. No, there's still too much of a resemblance. That's Hiyoko! Huh? What are you saying? Hiyoko doesn't have a curvy body like this. I mean, she was famous for her childlike figure. She got away with all kinds of crap for looking like that. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe she had a growth spurt. What are you saying? She's already dead. There's no way she could have had a growth spurt. Oop, boop, boop, boo. Well, regardless, all the clues I provided are true. If they weren't, it wouldn't be fair. What the heck? This is the truth? If that's the truth, then the Hiyoko in the newspaper is the one we knew. Is he really saying this is the same person? That's impossible. I mean, how could there be a photo of a grown-up Hiyoko when she's already dead? Why does this even exist? Well, I'm glad it does, brothers. Well, the fact that she also... Now, think about it, boys. The fact that she also matured means that she probably changed up her personality. Because, you know, she obviously can't act like an asshole anymore because she won't get away with it anymore. So, hear me out. Hear me out. I'm starting to see some potential waifu material here. I'm just saying. I'm not saying better than Chiaki. Chiaki is like number one. But I'm just saying. I can't deny a fine woman like that. I'm just saying. I need a bullet. Could it be related to that list of subjects over there? Huh? If it says subjects, maybe it means there was some kind of experiment, right? Did that experiment change Hiyoko's body? Or, what am I saying? Just saying it out loud makes it sound messed up. What experiment? It's some kind of experiment. It would mean that we're also test subjects, right? I mean, our names are also written on the blackboard under the list of subjects. But what kind of experiment was it? God, what's going on? I better not have anything to do with the time travel. Dots. Time travel, you say? Who's this fine gentleman? Extremely overwhelming portrait is hanging on the wall. I feel like I've seen this before, but the name etched in the placard says, Host Peak Academy's founder is Zuru Kamakura. The founder of Host Peak Academy? And that name is Zuru Kamakura. Doesn't this clearly contradict the information I obtained earlier? Damn it, another mystery. So the guy who murdered everyone was the headmaster? Or the founder, I mean? Okay, with this, you've totally raised all the flags on the floor. Congratulations, Hajime. You shall now go on to the next stage. Next stage? That means when I leave this room, I should be in another place. Third floor. There it is, bro-theres. Damn it, not again. The hallway is different from last time. I guess that flag Monokuma mentioned is raised. I guess when that flag Monokuma mentioned is raised, I've moved to a different hallway than the last. But how can he do that? No, now's not the time to be confused by that. Thinking about it is just going to waste my energy. I don't remember all these windows last time. I'm just saying, brothers. In fact, all the windows were bolted off in the first game. There's a billiard table, dartboard, and a shelf lined with magazines. It's hard to think a room like this actually exists inside a school. I think I said the same thing, but it's like if the students are also living there. then it makes sense to have some sort of rec room where they can like chill and relax. This hologram again. What's this one say? It looks like another email passage. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have finally succeeded in acquiring them and have placed them in our care. Though they are all dispersed, we successfully acquiring the 15 of them. Due to the fact that we are unable to ask them about specific details, it is unknown how they managed to survive the tragedy. It's being reported that some are wounded, so it seems certain that they survived under harsh conditions. Over the course of our detailed investigation, we determined that they are the same age as the others, so we have decided to entrust them to the survivors of the killing school life. As for the remnants of despair, there are still no solid leads regarding this matter, and we have no new information to report. We will continue with the investigation. Once they are discovered, we shall eliminate them immediately. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. Remnants of despair. The Academy's survivors. It says that they succeeded in acquiring them and have placed them in our care. That means we should have been protected by the Future Foundation, right? Then why is this happening? If the Future Foundation is protecting us, why are we forced to kill each other on this island? Because Monokuma showed up. I thought that was obvious. Well, I guess it's not possible that the Future Foundation set this all up. My, Hajime, if you keep worrying like that, you're gonna get a toothache and collapse. It's your fault that... what is this hologram thing anyway? It's exactly what it looks like. They're the Future Foundation's emails. I thought that I made the perfect clue, so I did a little bit of hacking here and there to get them. You can even do that? Whoever's controlling you seems to possess many talents. Well, who cares about me anyway? Oh man, did you get the help of Chihiro? Oh, he was an ultimate programmer, you're right, not the hacker. I don't think there's an ultimate hacker in the game. That's not important at all. There's no way that's not important. His true identity should connect everything to what's happening right now. Oh. Whoa! Looks like I'm in a different hallway again. I'm pretty much used to it by now, but even so. What is this space? Am I dreaming or something? Shit, we're in Australia. God damn it. I mean, this is just totally disconnected from reality. Goddamn Australians, I'm upside down now. I don't know how to play this game. Oh, this is fucking with me, Akane. I don't know what to do. Oh, this is messing with my brain, bro. Oh my god, this is messing with my brain. I can't do this, man. Oh, this is whack. How do I even get in the doors? Do I have to like climb the ledge? How am I even walking? Because I think what's mind-boggling me is that like I'm still placed on the floor. So it's like almost like I'm walking with my head, not walking on the ceiling. That's why I'm confused. This must be a library. Monokuma probably left something here too. I should hurry up and find it. Also, I like the 8-bit music now. This hologram again. It must be another one of Future Foundation's emails. I should read it. There's no doubt that it's another clue. To Future Foundation, 14th Division, Makoto Naegi. Where are you guys? What are you doing right now? What are you doing? What you're doing is a serious act of treason. Do you understand? Why are you protecting the remnants of despair? It should be abundantly clear to how dangerous it is to keep those people alive. Stay calm and think about it carefully. You guys are being lied to. Think carefully about what's important to bring the light of hope to the world. The six of you joined the Future Foundation because you agreed with our ideals, right? The Future Foundation rescued you from the tragedy and you survived and cooperated with recovering your memories. Immediately return the remnants of despair to our headquarters. Unless we eliminate them, the tragedy will never end. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. What does this mean? It means Makoto is part of the Future Foundation and he is protecting us from them. Because the Future Foundation's goal was to kill us. But for some reason, I think Makoto initiated this weird plan to sort of protect us. Because we were traumatized by the event. This email suggests that someone was trying to let the remnants of despair escape. This email is addressed to Makoto Naegi, but he's with the Future Foundation, right? Then why was he trying to protect the remnants of despair? Did he betray the Future Foundation? Email to Makoto Naegi. Remnants of despair. It's all coding. It's all part of the plan, brothers. I don't think I remember the laundry room being here. Huh? Didn't I walk into a classroom? I don't really get it, but this looks like the laundry room. There's no use worrying about it, but I was in a school and now I'm suddenly in a laundry room. Oh, there's another hidden Monokuma. I just realized I haven't really been looking for them. I actually kind of like gave up looking them for this chapter, so I'm probably not going to max it out, but at this point, I'm more invested in the story right now. This looks like a tablet computer. It looks like the power is on too. Is this the next clue? I picked up the tablet and immediately started examining it. Neo World Program. Neo World Program. This word, Neo World. I seem to recall hearing it and seeing it a few times already. The Neo World Program has another name. Psychotherapeutic Communication Simulator. The Neo World Program is built with the most recent psychotherapy technology and administrative software. To develop the Neo World Program, individuals such as the Ultimate Programmer, the Ultimate Neurologist, and the Ultimate Therapist were among the many talented people whose research results were utilized. But didn't we, because Chihiro was the Ultimate Programmer, right? So, before he died, did he work on something like this? Well, it said they used the research, so was this something they researched before the first game? Before they lost their school memories? By mounting a device to the cranium, the Neo World Program allows its subjects to experience a synthetic virtual world. Additionally, the Neo World Program has another feature. It can replace memories formed in the real world with information contained in the synthetic virtual world. Therefore, it is possible to undo trauma sustained in the real world through the use of the virtual world. However, this device is for psychotherapeutic purposes only, and any other use is extremely forbidden. Though it is highly effective in treating brainwashing, abusing the device risks total personality destruction. Thus, extreme care must be exercised when operating this program. This hallway, when I first arrived here, I walked down the hallway from the classroom to get to the gym. I didn't really see the resemblance, but oh my god, now we can see the floor plan. This is messing with my brain, bro. Oh my god, Sonia, please help. Sonia. Sonia. Sonia, help, please. You're the only one that's not virtualized right now. What do I even do? Where do I go? The fuck are you doing here? Fuck you. I'm entering your classroom, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Big object. That really sums everything up, brothers. That's the truth behind this game. It's just the big object. Is this floating? That's impossible. There's no way something this big would be floating like this. But what in the world is it? And at that moment, I looked at the object. One zero one zero. I don't know how to read code. It's my boy Chihiro! Alter ego! Oh fuck! What was his voice? Welcome. Welcome to the Neo World Program. A person? A floating person is talking to me. Who is it? No, is it even a person in the first place? I'm not quite a person. I'm simply an artificial intelligence program. It would make me happy if you called me Alter Ego. That is the name my master gave me when he created me. So it is Chihiro that was part of the programming. It can talk? But what are you? Alter Ego, artificial intelligence program? I am the master program behind the Neo World Program. I'm responsible for creating and overseeing this world. However, only the observer has the authority to directly influence you guys. I can't actually exert much influence. In fact, my existence is one that you don't normally meet. I'm sort of like an apartment manager or something. I may oversee the entire apartment building, but I lack the power to manage individual rooms. But the virus has infected everything I'm supposed to be managing. And because of that, this world I'm managing is acting very peculiar. Hold on! My brain can't follow what you're saying. Let me gather my thoughts first. Damn it. Isn't that feeling from earlier again? This floating, like my feet are hovering above this floor. It's like I can't feel my feet on the ground. Like I can't even believe my own existence. Hey, you should know, right? Where is this place? Tell me, what is the Neo World Program? The Neo World Program has augmented the data collection procedure for shaping the entire world. As such, the only data we collect during the experimental stage is being utilized. Specifically, it means the data detailing Jabberwock Island, where this research facility is located. That is why the previous Jabberwock Island cityscape was restored. Ergo, if I am to answer your question, where is this place? The answer should be mostly Jabberwock Island. Certain portions of it are different depending on the circumstances. For example, this school you're in. It appears this space is entirely under the virus's influence. That's probably why I'm appearing before you too. However, even without the virus, these circumstances are a bit unnatural. It seems the launch was rushed, and because of that, there isn't enough time to collect any data. Go, man, I don't really know the circumstances of the outside world. After all, I'm simply the overseer of the Neo World Program. I'll cheer up, alter ego. I remember your sad self, but don't worry, you did the best you can. Dots. Most of its words. I understand what it meant, but I couldn't understand what was being said. There was no way for me to acknowledge it as the truth. It would make much more sense if it was a fictional world. Wait, are you saying this world is a fictional world? I feel like I can't believe what's going on here. This missing sense of reality. All the mysteries, all the truths, they're all just fiction. Is that... Dots. Even so, I need to know. I need to know what this world is. Hey, can you tell me? Hey, can you tell me? What was the Neo World Program used for in the first place? The Neo World Program serves only one purpose. It is to make the real world a splendid one. I guess you can say it's a program for creating hope. A program for creating hope? But the fact that we're here and the fact that we don't have any of our memories, that's the program's fault, right? Deleting memory is one first step toward replacing memory. Replacing memory data is one of the features of the Neo World Program. With all the installed memory control unit, it is possible to remove any time period you set to it. And from there, you upload the memories obtained to the virtual world. So that explains our memory loss! They removed all our memories of when the Host Peak Academy was getting destroyed, so that way they could replace our memories with happy ones of us gathering hope fragments and talking to each other. So that was Monami's goal, was to make us feel better and get to know each other and forget that the world was falling into disaster. Removing memories from any time period you set. So Monokuma was right, we did lose our school memories. Okay, even if you're just a god in a machine, that's enough hints from you. If you're gonna say something more, suppose that you exist between life and death. The death of yourself is inevitable. If so, it can be parallel to this fluctuation based on the definition of existence that constitutes the relationship. From there, the paradigm changes the results of being cut off rapidly and causes a situation where your own existence is unobservable and accelerates and crosses with the joint ownership of the world in a situation from the context invites your death. Hey! Death! Whoa! Calm down! What is happening? Stop! The system's failing! Evacuate! Where's the eject button? Dot, stop! Are we good, fam? Is that my boy? What the heck? What just happened? You're right there, aren't you? Someone is right there, right? Huh? Who are you? Are you different from the earlier one? Dots. More dots. Maybe he can't hear my voice from this side. I'm currently talking to the world through alter ego. Ever since you guys vanished into that space, the video's feedback has been pretty distorted. But even so, we were forced to watch you this entire time. Huh? The things you guys were forced to do, we were forced to watch it. They, the Future Foundation, was forced to watch us kill each other. Forced to watch us? I really want to save you right away, but because of the virus's interference, I couldn't. Our orders were no longer being accepted, including shutdown requests. The Neo World Program is beyond our control now. In that world, that person created an independent country that doesn't exist except outside interference. But Alter Ego created an opportunity for me to speak to you directly. If this means that's working, then it means that the person I need to talk to is right there. I hope. It looks like this guy can't even hear me or see me. Just, who is this guy anyway? Is he our ally? I guess you could say so, brothers. That's why I'm reading him in the same voice I did, because guess what? I played as him. Since there's no time, I'm going to say what I need to say and believe you're going to listen to me. But first, I should apologize to everyone. I know apologizing won't help, but we didn't imagine something like this would happen again. We never expected such an atrocious virus was lurking inside the Neo World program. But that's entirely our fault. It's our responsibility for not realizing until it was too late. But it's not just the virus either. I can't say for sure that the program didn't have any problems in the first place. To tell you the truth, I was unsure about whether or not to run the program on you guys, but this is the only way to save you all. I wanted to save you guys. Save us? What did he want to save us from? Why would this save us? You've already seen the password to enter the graduation exam ground, right? You know, 11037. 11037, that's the number we found at Nezumi Castle. The door to the ancient ruin was supposed to open after you all finished gathering the hope fragments. From there, you guys were supposed to exchange the graduation exam. However, I prepared that password just in case something went wrong. Like I said earlier, I had my doubts that this program was perfect. Even if it was the chance was slim, I thought the observer might end up going rogue. That's the reason I left the 11037 password in the place where the teacher role would not be able to go. I never thought Nagito, who saw it first, would erase that password. Anyway, I'm also the person who set the password to that number. Then that confirms it, because he would know about the Leon password. That's Makoto, baby! The number contains a secret. Someone close to me left that number to save me when I was in a dilemma. Rest in peace, Sayaka. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm trusting that will to you all. I've entrusted it to your future. But that person is trying to abuse the graduation exam. I'm sure they're going to try to crush you with despair, using the graduation exam that's waiting for you. But I want you guys to endure it without giving up on hope. I want you guys to withstand it until I get there, because I have a secret to defeat them. Does that mean he has a secret plan to defeat Monokuma? In a worst case scenario where the observer who has the role of the teacher goes rogue, I prepared a hidden command to use at the graduation exam site. It's the forced shutdown sequence. Forced shutdown sequence? Even a teacher's authority can't stop that command. It's a way to end this that you guys can choose on your own, independently of the observer. Which means even if you stole the teacher's authority, they shouldn't be able to stop it. If you use that, you guys will win. However, in order to start the forced shutdown sequence, you need more than half the number of people. And in order to do that, I need to somehow get that number. As click death. Death. Dots. What was that just now? Dots. Hey, Hajime, what was that weirdness just now? Nothing really. I see. Oh well, anyway, that's all the hints you're gonna get. If that no good artificial intelligence tells you any more useless stuff, I'm gonna butt in again. Dots. Did Monokuma not notice what just happened? It's been a while since I've spoken at length, but it was important to talk to you. It was worth waiting a long time here. Hey, about that guy just now. There shouldn't be anything else for you to ask me. I see. It'd be bad if Monokuma overheard us. That means Monokuma doesn't know about the conversation I just had with that guy just now. You guys have the weapon, a powerful weapon. It all depends on how you guys use the weapon. The only thing I can do is prevent the virus's invasion with all my might, so you guys can use that weapon. The rest is all up to you. Do your best. It was nice to see you all. Here you go. Good luck with, Uh-oh. So, I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's time for the long-awaited graduation exam. Please enter the red door located on the first floor of Hope's Peak Academy. Oop, boop, boo. See you soon. Dots. A red door, huh? It's just a waste of time thinking about what that all means right now. For now, I need to finish this. I just need to focus on that. Is this the final class trial, boyos? Hey, this is nostalgic, right? I remember this good old door leading to the trials where we had to execute everyone too. He means this red door, right? Do I just have to go in here? If I do that, will this be finished? Dots. So you finally arrived. Congratulations. You guys are the first ones to ever beat this game. After stopping by Hope's Peak Academy, you finally come back to this place. To the graduation exam site within the ancient ruins of Jabberwock Island. You can give that a fancy name like graduation exam site, but it's no different than a trial ground from before. From before! This trial field actually inspired the one from before, so in a way, this place is the original. Who cares? This graduation exams we can finally go home, right? Of course, if that's what you guys decided. And if we have to decide, what do we have to do? Please take a look at the LCD touch panel built into your seats. Compared to the other trials, the rules are much simpler this time. There are two options, graduate and repeat, right? You just have to choose one of them and press it. All of you can cast your votes for whichever one has the majority vote. I will consider your final decision. If you don't press either of them, it will be treated as an absence and will not be counted. Which means everyone who has died up till now will have their votes treated as absences. Then the result is based on our majority vote. If graduate is chosen by majority vote, from there, the event that's kind of like a graduation ceremony called the graduation program will begin. Even if we do that stupid majority vote, the result is already pretty much damn obvious. Come on, let's move this along. Can we press it now, right? No, you can't do that yet. I mean, your resolve hasn't firmed yet, right? Your will be swept away by society's harsh current. Shut up, who the hell cares? I'm gonna press it. My, which of your orifices are you using to spew bile? To participate in the graduation program, you need my final say as your teacher, you know. What does that mean? Does it mean it won't end until with just a majority vote? After the vote, I'm going to judge every single one of you to see if it's okay if you graduate or not. Even if we vote, you're saying we won't graduate unless you acknowledge it? I'm terribly sorry for being rude earlier. But you don't have to worry. There's no way I won't acknowledge your graduations. This is merely a formality. I'm just doing it because that's how it has to be. He's doing it because that's how it has to be. It doesn't mean he can exert his will over everything. He too has a limit. Is this what Alter Ego was talking about? Anyway, even if you don't want to do it, you guys still need to do it to solve the mystery. Afterward, you cast your majority votes, and from there, we can move to the graduation program. But why do we have to go through something so dumb? Well, that is... You said you were waiting for the main cast. You said you were waiting for the main cast, right? Which means you're just stalling for time then. Who's the main cast? Oh, no need to worry about it. It has nothing to do with you guys. There's no way it has nothing to do with us. We are the only ones who are involved, you know. It doesn't matter if you're involved or not. You're just a bunch of chumps in the big picture. That's why it has nothing to do with you. So just perform your roles without complaining. Hold on, what's this with this chump comment? I can't ignore that. Now, not that it's important or anything, but make sure you turn off that toy. How dare you treat him like a toy? I don't treat it like a toy. You got a problem with that? Oh, I did treat it like a toy. You got a problem with that? I created everything. Ooh, boop, boop, boo. You actually picking a fight with me. I'm basically a god. Just how promising can you guys be? I guess this is just the nature of life. Fine then, before you die, sear my power into your memories. I feel like this is like the start of a Pokemon battle. You know what saving means, boys? That means I'm gonna end that episode there. Hope you all enjoyed that final investigation in preparation for the final class trial, baby. All the mysteries are gonna come together. Things are happening. Characters from the old game are in here. There's weird text at the bottom of the screen. Good luck reading that. I don't know. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed that. And I hope to see y'all in the final class trial, baby.